Hello everybody, I've got a CRV here, 2004 Honda, and the engine management light stays on. You can see the ABS light as well. So I want to investigate this and see what is actually causing this problem, and I'll come back to you and let you know. So now what I want to do here is connect the diagnostic machine and figure out what is going on. So I will select read fault codes, and that's one of the fault codes that we have, 6101. Okay, and it's a P03, so P0133 HO2, and it is sensor number 1, slow response. Okay, so now if I can go back again and then come to read the data, I'll go manual selection and I will go to, I'll add engine coolant temperature here for a reason, and the voltage as well. And then I can go to, yeah, here is my auto sensor, and that's the front one, that's SO1. So if I go OK, so coolant temperature sensor is it is sitting at 66 degrees, which is, it's a warmed up engine. We would want it even higher, we're going to rev so that it goes higher. You can see the voltage of the coolant temperature sensor. We want it to go to about 0 point something. It's still slightly high at the moment, but already the O2 sensor is switching, and I want you to watch that. I'll rev this engine just for you to see this one going down and this one going up. Right, we are now sitting at 77. Most of the engine operating temperatures will be around 80 thereabouts, so we are nearly there. But the good thing is that this is switching already. You can see the heater circuit is on. Okay, one thing that I would want to say to you, I pulled out this sensor and I checked its resistance. It was sitting at 2.5, which to me is not too bad at all. 2.5, that's a good number for resistance. So let's go to, I want to prove to you the code which said the sensor is switching slowly. Okay, that's what I want to prove to you. So if I can, maybe let me rev it again and bring the temperature up. I've pushed the coolant temperature to 84, and you can see the voltage is 0.7. This is a fully warmed up engine. I want you to watch that auto sensor. Look the way it's switching. It's going 0.33, 0.6, stops. See that? 0.7, it delays. So let's graph it. I'll put it on a graph so that I can show you. Look at that graph there. That is interesting. Look at the spaces between. So it will stay lean for a short time. That's it rising to reach look how long it's gonna take on the reach side. I wish I had an oscilloscope. I would have checked the seconds to see what it's switching. I think it should switch every second, but in this case you can see it's taking more than 1 second. Right, let me see there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You see now it's starting to go down. See that? That should not be the case. That sensor should be switching every second. It should switch rich lean between 0.2 to about 0.9 thereabouts. But you can see that it's not doing that. So resistance wise, the sensor is okay. But one thing that I haven't checked is whether the heater circuit is getting enough power. But I would want to believe that if it wasn't going to work at all. We should have a code about the heater circuit. So that's an issue here. And I think I'll be safe to call out a sensor in this case. Not 100% whether this sensor is a genuine one or it is an aftermarket one. I'll speak to the owner of the car. I'm in work here, so it's one of my colleagues' car. So I'll speak to him and see if this is a genuine sensor. But from looking at it, whenever we pulled it out, I do not think it is. It's a new sensor. For your own information, it is a new sensor. This car just passed MOT, because if you knock the light off, you can go for like about 3/4 of an hour without the light coming on, and then it pops back again. So you can knock it off and pass MOT. This is what I was told by the owner of the car. So maybe let me go to the rear one and compare the two. I want to go back and compare the, let's see, what's going on now. Why is it not moving now? It says please tap the recording first. Oh, I didn't realize that it was recording. Where is the other sensor? I want to bring the other sensor here and see that one there. But let me take the heaters out, and let me take anything else, maybe temperature. Just want to leave these two sensors on. Just want to see the behavior of the two. So I'm going to graph these. So let's have a look. This is the first sensor, that one is the second sensor. So watch and see. Maybe we can come up with a conclusion. Yeah, look at the gap, with that. Oh my goodness me. That's worse. Yeah, the rear O2 sensor is fine. Yeah, I would expect those undulations. I have no issue with that. But my concern is the front one. That front sensor is not good. And I will not hesitate to call on that front sensor. If I would have wanted to see its response, if maybe I would have put additional fuel. Right guys, if you keep on watching this thing, you're going to see something interesting. Look at the rear sensor, what it's now doing. It is now switching between lean and rich. Okay? So the issue that we have here is an issue of a catalytic converter that is now damaged. This is evidence of a catalytic converter. You can see now that the rear sensor is mirroring the front sensor. Okay, they are all going rich, and then they are all dropping down lean. See that gap there? They both dropped lean, and then they are all rising. This one is rising too. And look at when they are all gonna drop, they're exactly following each other. So I almost got caught here. I was going to call out this front sensor, but the more I kept on running the engine, the more I'm realizing now that it's more than a sensor issue. The first thing that we need here is a catalytic converter, and then with a good catalytic converter, I want to believe that these sensors will do the right thing. These sensors will be actually doing the right thing if we put the right catalytic converter. I'm sorry guys if there's noise. I don't have my mic on me, and I'm in the workshop as well here. So this is a typical catalytic converter issue. When you see this, then you know that you need to look for another catalytic. This is a 2004 car. So you can imagine this is an original catalytic converter, and I wouldn't be surprised that this thing is looking tired now. But this is a lesson for me as a diagnostician. I was so quick to call an O2 sensor. I was actually going to tell this colleague of mine, say, just go and buy another O2 sensor and bring it back to me. And that was going to be embarrassing, because the longer I left it, the longer it started manifesting what is the real issue with this vehicle. So I hope you're going to learn a lot from this video, guys. Please send your comments and let me know what you think about this diagnosis. So I'll go back to the codes so that I can remind you what the code. Let me go in here and see. Right, you see that code? I just don't know why it's not coming up. It's a P0133 HO2 sensor, airflow sensor, sensor 1, slow response. So it is, at this time, it's only picking sensor 1, but I thought it was supposed to pick sensor 2 for a lean mixture. Whenever the sensor 2 drops like that, no! Someone is hammering the gearbox here, so sometimes you have to shout. I don't know why it's not picking the rear sensor. For the meantime, it's just picking the front one. That's what was confusing me. That's why I almost called that sensor there. But with the evidence that I've shown you, let me see here, do we have anything else? No. Maybe if I go to let me see. If I go to freeze frame, let me see what is in there. So let me just conclude here. Let me take you back to the sensor and conclude. Let me bring this so that you can see. This is important. When you're talking about these sensors, temperature sensors are very, very important, okay? Because the temperature sensor, what it does, it shows you that this engine has reached operating temperature. When you see that, this is evidence of closed loop, okay? That's evidence of closed loop. So that engine is warmed up. The O2 sensors should be working as they should. As you can see, even here, both of them are rich. They are staying rich. you'll see both of them will start to go lean. You know, this is rich. Okay, they are both rich. And this one is dropped lean. That one is dropped lean. You see now? They both drop at the same time. So there you go, Generous Electronic Solutions. This is James, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider sharing my videos with your friends, your mates, and your colleagues, and please consider subscribing, even hitting that notification bell, and also that you don't miss anything from me. And also please thumbs up if you think this is a good video to you. Thumbs up, give us likes. We appreciate you, all our supporters. I bow out.